Hello everyone, I'm Rene Lobo and welcome to the Rene Lobo Report, bringing you issues of topical interest. Today my guest has come all the way from India, Anil Srivatsa. He's the CEO and founder of Radiowalla. There are multiple radio stations, over 30 radio stations, and we see delivering music or talk shows or Hollywood movie songs, film songs, the whole works. And they've been there for the last 2 years now, and very happy to have Anil here to tell us all about Radiowalla.
Well, hi Rene, thanks for having me on here. And really, we've been on for about 5 months. The company we started 2 years ago, but the product Radiowalla.in took us long enough, and now it's about 5 months since we've made it available now to the public.
Right.
So
now tell us, I know you thought about it's a very different kind of a concept that we see 30 plus radio stations.
Well, the concept is not new because in America you have examples of it. For example, you have the XM series.
Right. But for India,
but this in the Indian context,
innovative.
in the Indian context, this is very unique. So there's nobody else doing it this way in the Indian context. And the idea is not so much to just deliver music. We're not just about music. We're about thoughts. We're about special interests, things that other people have not bothered to take care of in your interest. For example, you know, the Hollywood, Bollywood stuff is plenty everywhere. We have that.
Yeah.
But things like language channels, especially for the diaspora that lives here, you get smatterings of it, maybe a 2-hour program in some radio station somewhere that somebody cares to buy time on. But otherwise they're completely underserved, so we're going for that. And we have a women's radio station, had nothing to do with music. Okay, in fact, in a couple of weeks we're launching, I wouldn't say a couple of weeks, but shortly we're launching a radio station for the gay and lesbian community of India. They're completely underrepresented over there. It may not have been here, but for India it's a huge thing. So anyway, so that's what Radiowalla was about. It was about democratizing content and making content available that otherwise people don't care about. We're not about the masses. We're about having something for everybody and not everything for somebody. So that's the whole idea. So that's why
I think it's very eclectic. You have a different genres of music, first of all. And I want to tell our viewers that both Anil and I have our cell phones here. The reason being because actually you can download this Radiowalla app on your cell phone. If it's 2G, 3G, right, all of us.
Yeah, so we have the apps for BlackBerry 6, 7, and 10, and we have the iPhone and the Android version as well. I think we have the feature phone, Symbian version. All this, of course, you can go to our website and you can download the apps right there.
Right, and it's easy to download, and once you've got multiple channels. There is a lot of, there was Sufi music, interesting, Bollywood music, Hindi music, bhajans. I mean, you've got the whole,
Yeah, so we have packs, right? So you have the Hindi pack where we have about 5 channels in the Hindi pack, which will add and grow as we build. Then you have the English pack, which is only available in India, unfortunately, but not available in America. Because here you have enough English music anyway, you don't need this.
Right.
Then you have the regional pack, the devotional pack, and then we have the talk show pack, and all of that is coming in the future. We have about 6 South Indian radio channels that we're launching in Kannada, Tamil, and Telugu. 2 of each channel, a devotional section of each language and a popular section of each language. So those are the things that we want to do on Radiowalla.in. Eventually what's going to happen with Radiowalla.in is we are going to add more special interest content. I mean, for example, things of interest here. I mean, if you guys have an interest in creating content for a special interest group, for example, you may have an NGO, a women's organization that like Sakhi or someone like that, that wants to create content to make sure as many people get enough information here, then send it to us. We'll create a channel for you guys. You can then promote it. We'll house it for you, we'll distribute it for you.
Especially when you're talking of talk shows.
We'll put it on your website.
Exactly, and there are a lot of issues of critical importance, whether it's here, I mean, something like domestic abuse cuts across the board.
Yeah, that cuts across.
So across boundaries, and there's Sakhi, there's Power, there's all these organizations are really helping women, and it really helps
creating content. And creating content is actually very easy today with the laptop and the software available. But what isn't easy, or at least is not cheap to do, is to create a platform and an app and the technology around it. So Radiowalla.in is that technology and the platform. We're like the Dish network of audio.
Right.
Okay, so today we have 33 some radio stations. That could become 300 as we go along, and it will in the near future, and that's the plan. And that allows people who like to create unique content to bring it to us and carry it on us. You could, for example, you could have Rene Radio.
Right.
Okay, and it could be Rene Radio powered by Radiowalla, and we'll put it on our platform. You'll have the same apps that you can promote on your website, on your Facebook, in your own circle.
Right.
We have the Art of Living Radio, for example. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's ashram has given us all the content, so we are the official radio station of Sri Sri, of Guruji, and that's available here. So like that, there are other people who are coming in to start creating it. I mean, there's a channel called Desi Beatbox and Gramophone. These are my favorites, I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
Desi Beatbox is obviously a very upbeat dance music Bollywood channel. So imagine you're having a party at home, an impromptu get-together. Now DJs aren't very cheap. Okay, so all you have to do is put it on your app or get it on your laptop and stick it into your music system, and you have an in-house DJ right there.
Right.
Okay. In fact, it works well when you're having parties where there's a lot of alcohol going on.
Right.
You know, have a party at home, be responsible.
And this is non-stop.
This is non-stop, 24/7, right?
This is great.
So, and of course, Gramophone, my favorite, which has the old Bhule Bisre Geet, you know, Lata, Mukesh, Kishore, Rafi.
Back to memory lane. Yeah.
Well, no more than memory. These are melody lane.
Melody lane, right.
Okay, I mean,
Good
it was
yes,
way
exactly.
before my time too.
Yes, it's a golden era.
Yeah, but I like that music. I keep this going in my car now. FM is a thing of the past as far as I'm concerned. I don't listen to FM anymore. I have it on my app, stick it, tune it into my through the radio with a Bluetooth or a wire. It works for me, and it doesn't let me go. An FM station beyond a certain limit drops off. I do long distance in India. In fact, I drive a lot in India, and I go across cities, and it works on 2G fine, so there's no bandwidth issues. One thing I must say, Rene, I think most people have a question on internet radio per se, is the bandwidth consumption.
I was about to ask you
that could be a deterrent. Obviously, we've taken care of that.
Right.
For example, if you listen to Radiowalla, any channel, for 3 hours almost every day for a month, the most you're going to consume is 1.5 GB of data, which is well within your plans. Okay, most of your mobile plans or cell phone plans come with a lot more than that. So, and you're not fully utilizing it anyway.
Right.
So that's never an issue.
So like 1 GB is basically what you're looking for in a month's time.
Yeah, like I said, if you
listening to about 3 hours
3 hours a day for a whole month, that's 1.5 GB.
Yeah. And not necessarily listening every day 3 hours. So
that's what I'm saying.
Let's say you didn't listen one day, we listen the other day, maybe the 6 hours, so it still comes down to 1 GB.
Correct. So we're not talking too much data or bandwidth usage here, so there's no expense really. Some of these channels are free and some are not, obviously. Because they're not free.
The premium ones?
They're not free because we don't have advertising in it. Okay, so there's no there's no interruptions, there's none of that stuff. And it's clean, it's a very clean experience. Yeah, people are going to think, well, there are other companies that are doing the same thing. But my question is, my reaction to that is, no, they're not. Because the other companies actually have, they have tracks, you have to pick your own track, create your own playlist, and then you start listening to it. So there's an effort involved. So if you have like 30 minutes to listen, you're spending 10 minutes just putting your playlist together. Okay, so it's a effort first and then a reward experience.
This is nothing.
This is effortless.
Continues.
You just turn it on, you like the old Hindi music, then you turn on Gramophone. Right. You feel like listening to the newer Hindi, Bollywood stuff, you turn on Filmi Express, which is, or if you like ghazals a lot. See, nobody takes care of ghazals or Sufi.
Right.
It's not played on any radio station.
That was the interesting part. That was the most interesting component, that I saw Sufi music, and was really good. So you have such a mixed genre that, it's appealing and attractive.
Well, it's again meeting a special interest. Because you like Sufi, you may have completely lost faith with Sufi on a broadcast medium. You may have your own CDs in your own collection because that's what you like. Now you don't have to worry about this. We will make sure that the new stuff is always uploaded. This is going to be fresh, new. You can discover new music with this. And you don't have to go buying any music anymore.
And same thing with ghazals, right?
Same thing with ghazals. See, now for most listeners here, there are a couple of things that I must point out. I'm assuming from my knowledge of being here, I used to live here before, right? I used to run this radio show called Anil Ki Awaaz. It's been a while now, but 7 years ago I moved back to India. We've just launched what we call the Punjabi pack. Okay, so it's got 5 Punjabi channels. One of them is live from Golden Temple. The other one is live from Anandpur Sahib. The other one is called Shabad, which is again on the religious side. And there's one called Virsa, which is almost, it's like the gramophone, the Bhule Bisre Geet of Punjabi. Okay, the old singers from the past, all that music. And then there's the younger channel with the newer Punjabi, the UK Punjabi scene, the Canadian Punjabi scene.
Right.
And that's called Jashan. So together that comes up with a Punjabi pack. Now that's subscription driven, but the 2 Golden Temple and Anandpur Sahib are free.
I see.
And
that's live broadcast?
It's live. It's live from the temple. So whatever is happening there is coming through without any editing, cutting, whatever. Okay, and if you look at the quality, I don't know if if you had the chance to listen to the quality. It's crystal clear. And the secret is all our servers are in America, so the latency, it's actually going to be quicker and clearer in America than it's in India, because it takes longer to get there.
Right. Now, so some are subscription based, and then so how much?
The Art of Living, for example, is subscription
So
based.
how much do they pay? Let's say I want to take on a channel.
See, we have different packs, right? Now you're used to Dish Network or DirecTV. They have this pack, that pack, this pack, combo packs. So that's how we're laid out. So any given pack will not be more than $30 to $40 a year.
Okay.
Okay, and the pack means it's got more than one channel, except for Art of Living, for example. It's got one channel, it's a premium channel, and it's very focused on people who are, followers of that practice. So they have a different pricing. The Carnatic classical, Hindustani classical pack, that again, like I said, you won't be paying more than $30, $35 a year. Right. I mean, that's pretty much. And then when you add combo packs, oh, hey, I like the Punjabi pack, I also like the Hindi pack, then there's a combo pack. Okay. So that's how it's priced. And again, these are all no more than, if you take the whole shebang, I guess it may come up to less than $100 a year.
Okay, right.
Okay, but this is for someone who really enjoys a variety of music.
Right.
Chances are most people like one pack or the other.
Right, right. But then you can. So you can take a Punjabi pack.
And we have a Gujarati channel.
Right? I was about to say there's a Gujarati channel as well.
That's part of the regional pack.
That's part of the regional pack.
So once you get the regional pack, you get all the regional languages, but we understand that you may not know all the regional languages. Right. So we priced it for one.
Okay.
So whether you get 10 in it, you're still going to listen to the one you want.
Right, right.
Okay, so right now all of that is in free promotion, so there's you can just go in and check it out.
Right, and how long is that free promotion on for?
It'll be for another month or 2.
I see. So you can go to radiowalla.in, download the app for the Android phone or iPhone, and 2G, 3G, because in India they still have 2G.
Yeah.
So it's 2G, 3G, or even 4G.
Well, 4G is like overkill. 4G. So.
And so you can download the app, and then you can listen to the music or talk shows. Now I know that there's a Punjabi channel too, so Punjabi viewers, Punjabi which we have.
5
Panj Hege. So Panj radio station. So now, Anil, you also have your own talk show called Between the Sheets, something similar to Dr. Ruth.
Well, that's what they call it, but
advice, right?
It's not advice really. I'm not.
You have this live call-in.
Yeah, it's a live call-in talk show. It's late at night in India. It's like, but you can hear it here.
And it's only for women callers, by the way.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It's only for well, I wouldn't say it's only for women callers. I don't specifically exclude.
You don't
the
turn
guys.
down the men callers if they do call in.
What's turned out to be that only women call.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, only women call, and we talk about sex, sexuality, relationships, and how life is around your intimate relationships.
Right.
Okay, and there's a lot of things that are going on in India specifically. I'm sure it cuts across here as well.
Absolutely.
But more so, it's more amplified in India, where women are racing ahead in the new social order. Men are lagging behind, and therefore there's this huge need gap that a woman's satisfaction quotient in a relationship is at an all-time low.
Right.
And they're not able to talk about this even with their best friends, because they feel that they're going to get judged.
Right.
So they call in here because radio is anonymous. I've done this show for almost 10 years now. Right. It started out in America. It's a completely non-judgmental platform. There's no right and wrong. It's what you think and what I think. And, we take on very serious subjects and the fun stuff too. But the serious stuff, we take on issues of child sexual abuse. We take on issues of domestic violence, marital rape, suicides.
Well, rape is such a, egregious crime, especially what happened with the Delhi rape case. I mean, it opened up.
See, that's so
not
obvious.
Not just it's the first time.
No, but that's so obvious. But there's a lot of suffering that's happening in marriages.
Right.
Which is not obvious.
And I think that's where you want to break the man code. You want to know what people are thinking. Maybe you should have shows that talk about men as well. I think men need to be aware of exactly the same issues
that's
that
why
women are going
that's
through.
why I don't take men calling. I believe they should be listening.
Right.
Let them get a sense of what is going on in a woman's mind and what their expectations are.
Right.
So it is helping that they're listening, and they're happy to listen. I think, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've had enough of a run to get a fair sense of what's going on in each one's mind, because I talk to them almost on a weekly basis, right? So
is this a weekly show that you have?
It's twice a week, Wednesdays and Thursday nights. It plays on a channel called Campus Radio.
I see.
Because, see, most of my callers are between 15 and 23 or 24.
I see.
Okay, young, impressionable minds.
True. Well,
with half knowledge.
It is young India. I mean, so we'll see pretty much
and there's nobody talking to
predominantly
them.
young India.
Nobody's talking to them about this. They're not getting this kind of information at home. School's not telling them about this. Friends don't have any more information than they do. So they make some really stupid mistakes, especially the women. Okay, the guys.
Plus, I mean, I think India is in a culture in transition at this point of time, and the taboos and traditions also play a very pivotal role.
Exactly.
So I guess you talk about that as well.
Talk about it. I give them an open platform to speak their mind out, and sometimes it's very cathartic. See, you may make a decision for yourself and think it's the right one, but you just want it to be endorsed by someone else that you think that you look up to.
Right.
Okay, I happen to play that role, and sometimes I say what I think with the situation they narrate to me, and they're like, yeah, this is what I was thinking, and I'm glad you're thinking the same thing. So it was almost like an affirmation. Okay, so the idea is to get them to start thinking and make decisions for them which are sound, based on facts, based on, things like use of condoms. Okay, what's your sexual fantasy? Now people think, oh, this is a fun, lecherous kind of show. But no, a sexual relationship has to be fulfilling both ways. If a man has a fantasy, the women have one too. Who's going to fulfill that?
True. So you bring this out in all these shows that you're in Between the Sheets.
Yeah, it's called Between the Sheets. We have another talk show.
Is it a very popular show, I guess, from what you're telling me?
Yeah, it has been. See, like I said, I started the show out when I was living here in America.
I see.
And then when I went to India 7 years ago, I started doing the show on 6 FM stations, actually. It was syndicated across 6 FM stations. And then when I moved on and started this, I brought my show onto this platform. It's not on FM anymore, but it's on this platform, so the audience kind of moved over here.
I see.
But yeah, it's gaining popularity because, that age group, they virally talk to their friends. And
so how long is the show for?
It's a 3-hour show.
A 3-hour show.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour show from 11 p.m. to 2 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the new prime time in India. It's kind of strange.
Interesting, yeah.
Because by the time people get home, it's like 10:30 or so. I used to do the show at 10 in the evening.
Okay.
10's becoming too early because people are just
still
not home.
And this is a regular. It's not a subscription-based show.
It's a free. It's
a
free.
one.
Yeah, it's
I
free.
see. So interestingly, people here can listen to the show as well.
Yeah, if they tune in during the day.
Get an idea, tune in. Yeah, it'll be late night.
It's during the day
for them
here
as well. But so there's a lot to tune in.
Yeah. See what I'm also hoping with this program to propagate the idea, and with you as well. There's a lot of content that can be created here, which is in context to people here. Okay, and people like you who are involved in creating content visually should see if we can do something on the audio platform, because like I said, audio is a very, very digital medium. When I say digital, it's noiseless. Okay, when you're watching TV, it's not as impactful when you're actually listening, because there's no noise. You're not worrying about, oh, is this guy, is he lisping? Is she wearing the right color? See, those are all distractions when you're watching TV, right? It's not like I'm running TV down, but there are certain things that work in audio, things that make you anonymous, things of sensitive nature. So if you can create that content for me, I would be happy to house it on Radiowalla and contextually in America.
So you're creating a safe space actually for a lot of people, for a lot of issues as well.
For example, when I start this radio station for the gay and lesbian community, we call it Q Radio. A lot of people don't know if they're really gay or not. Now there is a meeting that happens where they can actually, it's like AAA. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, right? So there's this place where you can go there, interact with a few people just to decide if you really are coming out or not. Now that itself is a very daunting and a very scary proposition because you're still so unsure of yourself. You're sure, but the same show now we can put on radio and they can do the same thing on air and be anonymous until they're sure that they want to come out in public. Right. So there's certain things that lend itself better to radio than to audio, to video.
And you're empowering them as well.
Okay, so yeah, no, we're empowering them, giving them a space and a voice. That's important. In India, there is no voice. The common man has no voice. All the news channels, all the media are skewed towards making you listen. They don't hear you. So with the talk show format and the news channel that we'll begin called Walla, the idea is to give the common man his own voice, his own opinion, and then add to the national discourse on issues.
So how many people are actually listening to it right now? Do you have any numbers?
Well, we've got over about 30,000 who've signed up so far in the last 4 or 5 months we've been on.
And then you have the subscription base as well.
Yeah, then comes the subscription. There's very few things that are subscriber, like I said, the Karnataka channel is now in the pay space.
Right.
And Art of Living.
Right.
The rest are in the free promotion, so we haven't really put that into pay space yet.
Okay, and some Punjabi channels you said.
Punjabi is also in the free space right now.
Okay.
But that may go pay in a month or so. So, it's, if you guys want to tune in and check it out, dekh lijiye, sun lijiye, acha laga to.
Right. I mean, the name itself is very catchy, Radiowalla. I mean, you can't go simpler than that.
Yeah, that is what we do. It's funny because I used to do radio here, right? I told you, Anil Ki Awaaz, I had
so
this
they
show.
are Radiowalla, that they will call you that?
They call me that. Because I did Anil Ki Awaaz for 10 years. And I was available pretty much across the country. Here, Jersey, of course, DC, Houston, San Francisco, Chicago, Maryland,
right.
Las Vegas, of all places. And also on Dish Network through Asian FM here. And so, no matter what I did, I mean, I obviously had a day job. This was my passion. It was something I did on the weekends. But regardless of what I did, they would refer to me as the Radiowalla. Acha, Anil wo Radiowalla.
Wow.
So I figured, let's use that brand, put it in here.
But tell me, Anil, I mean, moving forward, I mean, it started 5 months ago, and of course, you had conceptualized it 2 years ago. What's your vision for Radiowalla?
The vision for Radiowalla is very simple and yet complicated for us to make happen. I want everybody to have the ability to start their own radio station. So they can come to our site. It's a plug and play, you drag and drop content, and you create your own radio station with the content we'll provide for you. So you can have Rene Radio and then publish it and goes live. You could call it what you want.
Right.
If there's a Balvinder out there, then he can start his own Balvinder radio.
Right, yeah.
If there's a Keshubai, he can start Keshubai Radio, and we'll give him enough content to start that. So each one of you then becomes your own programming director with your own voice, and you can then propagate that to whoever you want in your social network, therefore bringing radio to every home, bringing the creation of radio to every home.
Very interesting, and they can contact you through radiowalla.in.
Yeah, I mean, we have an email, a feedback section over there. Again, the app is the very convenient way to take it with you. You can carry it with you if you're commuting, if you're in a taxi, if you're in a train. You can get your desi fix over there.
So that's it. We have it on our cell phone as well, radiowalla.in app, and wherever you go, you can listen to this music, or whether it's talk shows, informational stuff, devotional, bhakti, everything is all there under one radiowalla.in, and he's creating new voices, especially for new issues that are for young Indians and how to empower themselves.
Second generation. See, the second generation can use this platform to power their own thoughts. If they want to start their own talk radio show on the radiowalla.in, they're welcome to do that, and that's what we empower. Okay, so I may not agree with what they're saying, but they certainly have the right to say what they want to. That's the right we make
absolutely.
Available.
Also, you have the app. You can also contact the Radiowalla guys right here with me, radiowalla.in, and start your own radio station with the network of radiowalla.in. It's all made of network professionals. Thank you very much, Anil, and keep it on,
Well, thank you for this exposure, I'd say, Rene, and I'm hoping that you will create send me some of the stuff that you do. I know that you do meaningful stuff on video.
Yes,
you can just strip the audio out of that, and we can continue to repurpose that.
Absolutely, that's what it is for, and I think, and you spread the word if it's something meaningful, substantive, and you think that it should have an exponential growth for that idea, this is the way. You know, we talk about social media. This is one way of
create
doing
the
it as
content
well.
and mail it to us. You know, we'll clean it up if it's we'll obviously curate it. We need to do some quality control. But
well, thank you so much, Anil from Radiowalla, and I'm Rene Lobo. Thank you so much for watching the Rene Lobo Report.